If I traded it all.
So welcome back. I got another newbie with me right now. I have John Groberg, and he is the owner of Viva Medsuites. You got to listen up. I know it sounds, what is this, Carol? Tell everybody a little bit about what you do, and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Carol. Yeah, so Viva Medsuites is a co-working medical facility. So it is specifically for medical type practices, doctors, physicians, surgeons, naturopathic doctors, and there's a wide variety that this can work well for, but it's a place for them to see their patients in a professional spot without having to sign long-term, high-cost and high-risk leases that
they have to pay,
yeah,
which is a big part of their overhead.
Right.
Now, when they're leasing space from you, is that correct?
Yeah, it's more like a membership service agreement than a lease.
Okay.
So it's much easier to get in and out of than a lease.
And so let's talk about them, because, you know, when you talk about a doctor, some need more than one room, right? And so what do the suites look like? You have different sizes?
Well, no, the exam rooms are all fairly similarly sized, but they're larger than most exam rooms that you would see in a typical doctor's office.
Okay.
So they can work well for both examining and consulting. There's a desk, there's a chair, there's an exam table, there's a sink. It's very professional, high-end, modern looking.
Where's it located?
It's in Scottsdale, 9700 North 91st Street in Scottsdale. So it's in a medical plaza called the Mountain View Medical Plaza, and we're one of several operators in that project.
Why did you start this?
So I have been doing commercial real estate for most of my career since about 1992, and I've done a lot in shared space concepts like executive suites, office suites, co-working. That's something that's been around for quite a while, and it's becoming more and more popular. I had a partner, and we built up a company, and we ended up selling it off to Regis, and that was back in 2006. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I just didn't see anyone doing it for medical. I mean, the co-working concept is more well-known in just traditional office space, but nobody was doing it in medical, and I noticed that there were people who really needed that, and they didn't have very many other good options, so I decided to do it.
It's located in Scottsdale. His website, this is what you need to do. You need to go up on the website and check it out. It's Viva Medsuites.com, and that's suites with an S, .com. They do free tours, and that's what we want to talk about real quickly too, is how they work, and then these tours. So the phone number to call you is 480-616-2400. As we're talking, check it out. It's VivaMedSuites.com. I'm live on Facebook too, so we're going to share this afterwards, and everybody will also see it there. Viva Medsuites with an S.com. So real quickly, how does it work once you get in? How does the whole process work?
Well, so there's a patient waiting room like you would see in any other doctor's office, but it's a co-working facility. So in my facility, we have 10 exam rooms. We have currently 30 plus members that use the space. So on any given day, there could be up to 10 doctors there. Typically it's less, but a patient would come, there's a receptionist there. They would check in, they would choose the provider from a touchscreen kiosk, and let them know, type their name in, and then that provider would be notified that their patient is in the lobby. They would come out and get them. They would take them back to whichever exam room they're in, and just treat it like their own medical office space.
What's really cool too is it takes that away from them too. They don't have to have a receptionist.
That's right.
You have the receptionist. You're taking care of all of that for them. So that cuts that cost for them too.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you could check it out. It's Viva Medsuites with an S MedSuites.com, and they do free tours. Their phone number, write it down, 480-616-2400. Okay, free tours. How do they do that? They call you up. They say, "What? Anytime."
Yeah, just call or go to our website. There's a form you can fill out if you want to request a tour, or you can call the number, and we just schedule it at a time that works for both of us, and that's it.
So how medical do we get? What kind of practices do you have there now, right now?
We have a wide range of different practices, from anything from surgeons who need a lot of times people think surgeons just operate all the time, but they're typically operating 2 to 3 days a week, and then another day or two every week they need to see patients outside of the surgery center, and a lot of times they'll have a whole office they've signed a 10-year lease on that sits dark 5 days a week, and it's just a total waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so it works well for people like that. It works well for like a family practice doctor. We have specialists like gastroenterologists and neurologists and naturopathic doctors, and we have people that do medical aesthetics.
Now, before you came on, I asked you about someone that was more of a consultation type of a doctor, right? And I'm not going to say it because they all know who he's been on my show for 7 years, so we're not going to do that. But what I want to say is this. You have rooms also for somebody that might do consultations, like, said psychology or whatever.
Yes, yeah. So it can work for those types of uses as
right.
well.
I'm saying that too because they're listening and they might say, "Wow, I wonder if," and I'm asking that question because I'm thinking for them out there. So when they come, they talk about how the process works. They come in, they get the tour. They said, "This is great." They do. There's no. What is the process then? What happens?
Yeah, for them to become a member,
Right.
we call them members. It's really a membership concept. So. Yeah, they can become a member. It's you can literally sign up and
right then and there.
Right then and there, and see a patient the next day.
And you have rooms that are available all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and they can there's an online app with a mobile app version. It's very high tech. You can look and see what rooms are available when. You can schedule it by the hour out into the future. You can block certain weekly blocks that you can commit to, say every Monday morning block or Tuesday afternoon block, and we schedule that out kind of into perpetuity, and you are guaranteed a specific room on that specific time.
And how long have you been doing this?
We've been open since July of 2017. So
and how many places? How many are you always have availability at some point because people are coming and going.
Yeah. So it's not like 10 rooms, 10 people, and we're full. No,
right.
I mean, we already have 30 people, and there's room for more.
So what do you have plans for the future?
I mean, our plan is to bring locations like this to the entire valley. Right now, we're just in Scottsdale, but one of my goals is to give our members full market access wherever, so that we would have locations that cover the whole valley. And if they want to see patients in one location on one day and in a different location on another day,
they'll have that too.
They'll have that ability.
Now, again, they're in Scottsdale. What a neat concept. I remember when I first talked to you, thought it was really cool. Also, what's really good is even though you're amongst other doctors, you guys feed off of one another all the time, and that's a good thing. It's almost like you guys are little power partners and all in there, correct?
Yeah, no, that's a great part of it too, is just the networking aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
And we also enhance that through a private member portal that they have access to that can allow for member-to-member messaging and patient referrals, and of course just the in-person getting to know other doctors.
Well, this is great. This is something that you need to check out. It's a free, you're going to go in there, you're going to get a free tour. It's upscale. It makes it not only so that you don't have to have, these long-term contracts or that you're going to have with the lease that you already have. You're going to have something that's going to work for you. It's going to save you money in the long run, and it makes it look fantastic as well. There's a lot of reasons why to check it out. It's Viva Medsuites with an S.com. They do free tours. Give them a call, and maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know. That's what I love about the show. It's networking. It's 480-616-2400. It's Viva Medsuites with an S.com.